What's going on, YouTube? JB here. Well, today we're going to be doing a little work on my bike. We're going to be changing the front brake pads out today. They're getting a little worn. Rear brakes looked all right. They'll probably make it until the next one. All right, let's get the bike up on the stand and get started. You have, this bike's equipped with ABS, and this is your ABS sensor. So I'm going to show you all the ABS, how to do the ABS side. The other side's the same way, except you don't have this sensor to deal with. You got some wire ties up here. We'll cut them, get them out of the way. Let's get two of them should do it. Let me raise you up just a little bit. Y'all might see a little bit what I'm doing. All right. Because you have a line going to your speed sensor on for your ABS, and this one also has lights under the fender, well, on the front. And so you got that. I might end up having to cut this other one, but right now that should be good. All right. You need a 10 millimeter 12-point socket, because these are, if you look close, they actually look like they're splined. So you got to have a 12-point socket for these. I also went and got just a regular wrench where we could not use torques on everything. This just be a little faster. And of course I drop everything. All right, let's put these over here. Sometimes I'll keep an extension. Or it'll be a little easier to pull this stuff off. Now that's released your brake caliper. And see, there's this wiring for that. So you'll have to kind of pull this back and kind of roll it to get it out. All right, now, okay. All right, now we got to get this screen off. Just take you a small flathead screwdriver, and you'll notice there's two slots at the bottom, and then you got a single slot here at the top. You just want to go in this single slot and just kind of pry it just a little bit, and it'll come right off. See, it's just a single tab. We'll spray that down with brake clean and get that cleaned up before we put it back on. And then that's the back side of the brakes. One thing you could also do that I've seen other people do is they break these loose, the ones holding your caliper on, then they go ahead and take the screen off, and then they'll remove this little pin, which I'll show you how to do that in just a second. You can use a screwdriver or pick, what I use. And then you got a bolt here. This is your pin to hold the brakes in. They'll loosen this ahead of time. Let me see if I can remember what size. It's not that size. I'm gonna let them hang just for a second while I drop a size. Yeah, I think this is it. Yep, 5 millimeter. So 5 millimeter hex. So let me see if I can break this loose. Oh yeah, no problem. All right. Where's my... All right. Now, you want to remove this pin right here. Like I said, you can use a screwdriver, or I had a little pick. It just pops out. It's just a retaining pin, so you don't want to lose it unless you're going to replace everything. I haven't decided if I'm replacing them or not. So let's remove the retaining. I don't know if it's called a retaining pin, but there we go. You've got a lot of brake dust. Oh, I can't hold on to nothing. Got a lot of brake dust and stuff on it, so we'll clean it up, take a look, see if we want to reuse it. All right. Now, since we got this, you want to slide your brake pads over into the middle. Oh, sorry, I had it where you couldn't see. I just took a screwdriver and I slid the brake pads over into the middle, and they'll come right on out. You know, looking more carefully at them, I don't think these really need to be replaced. I think I'm just going to clean everything up real good and put these back in, because I just held them up against the other ones, and they still look pretty good. Still look like they have some life left in them. So I'm going to put these back in. Y'all let me know if y'all think I'm screwing up doing that, since I took the time to take them out. But anyway, I'll show y'all how to do it. So, mental note, when you're checking your brakes, the best way to do it is take the caliper completely off. I've showed you how to do that. And you can really look and see what kind of brakes you got left. Once again, never touch your brake thing when you have the caliper off, because the pistons in will come out too far and you'll lose. Basically, the brake caliper has to be completely rebuilt. Yeah, but if you were changing them, you just kind of push these over into the middle and they'll come right on out. Yeah, them brakes still look good. I'm going to put them back in there. All right, see, here's your pistons. I don't know if you can see. Let me get my big finger out of the way. Yeah, you see the piston right there and right there. So if you were changing and putting in new ones, you want to get those back. And like I was saying, a lot of times they'll tell you can take your caliper off, not your caliper off, but your cover off your oh, my mind's, this is done frazzled me. Off of your reservoir, brake reservoir, for whether you're doing front or rear, and then can work them from there. What I've seen some do is they'll take a screwdriver, I have this, and they'll put in there and they'll force them back, because their thinking was always you have, and they'll do it with the pads in. So, but I took the pads out to take a better look at them. But since they're not pushed out far enough, I'm going to go ahead and put it back on. So I'll show y'all how to put the pads back in. You just want to kind of get it in the middle. And you got your hole down here, so you want the hole to line up the same way. So you just kind of put it in there. Just kind of put it. There's nothing gonna work for me today. I had them in upside down. That's why nothing's gonna work. work for me today. There's a retaining clip. I don't know if you can see it. The lighting's horrible. I'm not going to pop it out. There's a retaining clip all in the bottom. It's actually part of that right there and that right there. It has to be popped all the way in. It really only will go in one way. And that's the reason I was having a hard time getting the brakes back in. Yeah, see, it was popped halfway out, so I couldn't get my brakes back in right. Now, we should be getting them all the way in there. Should be. Okay. See, I got one in. And they only go in the correct way one way. So you got a little tab right here, and that goes at the bottom where you can put the other. So just kind of that, push them in there. And I'll take my screwdriver and just kind of make sure they're in place. Be careful if you're doing this, because you don't want to end up damaging your brakes. See, I got a little, it's over a little bit. At the bottom, I don't like how that went in there. So I'm gonna take this one back out. So y'all learning all kinds of ways how not to do this stuff. Okay. Now, what we want to do is I want to take the pin. I know it looks dirty and horrible, but since I'm not replacing the brakes, I can't believe I did all this. Okay, you just want to slide that back, make sure all that goes. Remember, it's a 5mm. And we're not going to tighten it too tight. I'll tighten it up once I'll torque it once I get it on there. And we got the clip. There's a notch on that, so you just want to take it and it just slides over it. It's just a little retaining clip. That's all it is. All right. Now, we'll let that hang. Try not to let it bang against anything. Oh, like I said, y'all are learning all kinds of stuff what not to do. We'll take this, put back there. You want to take and slide this back on. Now it should go right on. Yep, right on like it's supposed to. Oh yeah, much easier by hand. Make sure you don't have any wires kinked up. We'll go ahead, where'd it go? And get the other one. And get it started. And we're not gonna go too far with them because I still got to torque this and put the screen cover back on. So I just wanted to kind of have something to hold it where I could actually put a little bind on it. So we'll go ahead and we won't tighten these all the way. Just snug them a little bit. Ooh. Yeah, be very mindful. Some people can do this with it on the ground. I just wanted it up in the air where I wouldn't have to bend over. I'm lazy like that. All right. All right. Let's see what our torque settings are supposed to be. Pull out my handy little book. Let's see. All right, here we go. The mounting bolts, which are these, are 28 to 38 foot-pounds of torque. The front pin is 75 to 102 inch-pounds. So we're going to do the inch-pounds first. What do you say we do about... How about 95? That falls between that range. All right. Now, what I've always been taught is when you do this, you just want one, how did that guy say it? 1 oomph. That's it. So when it does 1 click, that's it. No, he said, no second clicks, no nothing. Okay, so we got that. Let's put our screen back on. And like I said earlier, you could actually take the screen off ahead of time and undo that, but it's just whatever. 2 tabs go to the bottom, single tab pops in at the top. Do your bottom tab first, where it'll kind of be in there, and then you can just kind of push down on that top and it pops right in place. That's all it is to it. Nothing to that one. Now, let's torque these back. And the torque settings on those, what I say was 28 to 38 foot-pounds. So let's get our other torque wrench. So why don't we do about 32? It's about 35. And like I said, same way. 1 oomph. Those don't count. Here, 1 click. One click. We good to go. Y'all didn't get to see me put new brakes on. Oh well. Sorry, maybe in another couple thousand miles. But I just can't see putting new ones on when those still looked a lot better. So, moral of the story, have I got grease on the end of my nose? I do believe I do. Did I get it? Oh, I think I did. I don't know, may have just been trimming the light. All right, anyway, so y'all didn't get to see me actually change them. Moral of the story though, when you check your brakes, take calipers off. It's the easiest way and it'll save you an afternoon. And plus I've been not riding the bike when I could have. And that's kind of disturbing to me because I'm very disappointed in myself. So now you know what to do. Now you know what not to do. I've got to go find some zip ties and zip tie that back, and then I got to get this thing off the stand, roll it down the hill, and make sure my brakes work. All right. Hope y'all learned something from my screw up. Until next time, y'all be safe.